In this video, I'm going to be going over the top 5 cards for 25,000 MT, the top 5 cards for 50,000 MT, and then the top 5 cards for 100,000 MT. So let's just start off here with the top 5 cards for that 25,000 MT price range. The first card I do want to talk about is actually going to be really cheap and definitely under that 25,000 MT budget, and that is going to be Pink Diamond Herbert Jones. I think for this spot, it's honestly between Herbert and Al Horford. I do like Herbert Jones a little bit more. I just feel like he's a little bit more well-rounded at that shooting guard spot. He's going to be a very good defender with a 97 block, 95 interior defense, 95 perimeter, and an 89 steal. So at the shooting guard spot is going to be a very lockdown defender, and then even offensively, like, he is a very solid offensive card. I like his jump shot. He can move a little bit for your shooting guard and does have the normal leaner with the MJ dribble style. So for under 25,000 MT, I think Herbert Jones is definitely going to be a top 5 card. Next card I do want to talk about is probably the best card for under 25,000 MT, and that is the Galaxy Opal Gary Payton, who I believe is just such a good defensive point guard. Yes, I know we got so many good out of position point guards yesterday in my team, but still, I think Gary Payton is a top 10 point guard. He's a 6'4" point guard with a 6'7" wingspan, and he's still going to give you some elite defense with a 99 steal, 99 lateral quickness, 98 perimeter, and a 90 interior defense, also having an 80 block as well. I mean, the card plays really good defense. He's fast. He's got some amazing dribble sigs with the Trae Young escape. Very good for offensive cards, and just all around, I think he's actually very underrated on the offensive end, because he also does have the Trae Young leaner and a very quick jump shot as well. So for me, Gary Payton, I do think is probably the best card for under 25,000 MT. Next card I do want to talk about is just a very solid offensive small forward, and that is going to be MPJ. I think Michael Porter Jr. is probably one of the better cards for under 25,000 MT. I think he's around 20k, maybe 25,000. He's going to be a really good 6'10" small forward with a 7-foot wingspan. You take a look at his stats. I mean, his defensive stats really aren't that great, only having like an 80 block, 87 steal, 88 perimeter, and an 85 interior defense. But we got to talk about the offense with this MPJ card. He's got a 94 3 ball, 94 mid range, tons of Hall of Fame shooting badges like Limitless, Guard Up. I mean, he's just got pretty much every single Hobbs shooting badge in the game, which is obviously super crucial on your small forward, or at least a card that you want to use on the offensive end. And then they also gave him some amazing dribble sigs with the Steve Francis size up and the Kemba Walker escape. So for a 6'10" card, he can really move, and I feel like he's just like probably a worse Danny Ferry. That's kind of the way that I look at this card, is that he's basically the same height, same wingspan player model as a Danny Ferry, just going to be a little bit worse on the defensive end. But another really good card for under 25,000 MT, I feel like it's just going to be one of the best budget cards in the game, which is the Pink Diamond Cameron Reddish. I would say Reddish and Herbert Jones are very similar at the shooting guard position for like what level they are, like for how good they are as a shooting guard. I will say, you know, Herbert Jones is more of a defender, where Cam Reddish is more of an offensive card, so they are a little bit different in that sense. But for how good they are, I'm not sure who's better between Reddish and Herbert Jones. Once again, I think Cam Reddish got a little bit better of a release, and I think he's a little bit better on the offensive end. But honestly, I would say Herbert Jones is probably better than Cameron Reddish, just because of his all-around defense and all-around play at the shooting guard position. But to end off the top 5 cards for under 25,000 MT is going to be the Pink Diamond Denny, who once again, just like Gary Payton, has definitely dropped a lot on the top 10 point guard list. Like, I don't think Denny's a top 10 point guard anymore, but he's still 6'9" with a 6'10" wingspan, and he's only about 15 to 20,000 MT, and that's going to be really good value for still a 6'9" point guard who's basically a budget Ben Simmons, you know, a budget Scotty Barnes, a budget Magic. Like, he's just one of those really good cards for under 25,000 MT. So these are going to be my top 5 cards for under that 25,000 MT range. But now to talk about the top 5 cards for under 50,000 MT. The first card I do want to mention is going to be the Pink Diamond Dino Raja from the 16-bit promo. I still believe he is one of the better value cards in the game for about, I think, 30,000 MT, and he's going to be such a good power forward, being 6'11" with a 7'11" wingspan. I mean, that's pretty much all you need to know about this Dino Raja card, is his wingspan, and his player model is also super good. He's going to be a very good defender, 90 block, 90 interior defense, 90 driving dunk, and also does have a very solid jump shot in my opinion, and very elite dribble sigs for your power forward. Like, they gave him the Steve Francis size up, which is super nice to have at that power forward or the center position. So all around, I think for under 50,000 MT, Dino going to be one of the best cards. And then another really good card for under 50,000 MT, I think he's more like 35,000, is this Pink Diamond Luke Walton card, who is honestly one of the most underrated cards in the game right now. Like, there's a legit argument to be made that he's a top 3 point guard in the game. I think I have him at number 6 or number 5 is probably where I kind of rank him, but you can definitely argue this is a top 3 point guard in the game, which is crazy good value for only about 30 to 40,000 MT. He's going to be a 6'8" point guard, has very good good all-around stats, especially on the defensive end, with a 92 steal, 94 lateral quickness, 92 perimeter, and a 92 interior defense. And then jump shot wise, they gave him a good release, and he's also got really good dribble sigs as well. So he's just like a better Denny. You know, he's basically Denny or a Ben Simmons or Magic, but with a way better jump shot and way better sigs as well compared to a Denny or Ben Simmons. So all around, I think Luke Walton definitely going to be a top 5 card for under 50,000 MT. Another really good card is going to be Rudy Gay from the 16-bit promo. I don't think he's really anything too crazy anymore for a small forward. Like, he's definitely not a top 10 small forward in the game most likely, but he still is very, very good, being 6'8" with a 7'3" wingspan, and just all around gives you good play at that small forward position, having a 97 driving dunk, 95 vertical, super quick as well, and plays very solid defense with a really good jump shot. I mean, the Rudy Gay base and the Rudy Gay upper is still some of the best uppers and bases in the game. And then for the next card for under 50,000 MT, I do believe is going to be the Galaxy Draymond Green. I feel like he's actually very underrated at the point guard position, especially for the fact that he only goes for I think about 30 to 35,000 MT, and he's going to be a really good 6'7" point guard with a 7'1" wingspan. It is a little bit weird about Draymond that he only does have an 80 block and an 80 steal. You would expect he had at least a 90, you know, because he's got a 96 interior defense and a 96 perimeter. So it's a little bit weird that his steal and block rating are super low, but other than that, I mean, this card is super elite. He's got the Curry size up, Kobe escape, pretty good jump shot and very quick timing. He's got the quick drops off one. He's got the Dame behind the back, the normal leaner, the MJ dribble style. I mean, just all around, I think Draymond is still one of the better point guards in the game for under that 50,000 MT price range. And then to round off the top 5 cards for 50,000 MT, I feel like you got to go for Pink Diamond D-Rob, just because I want to add like a center on this list. And I feel like for his value, he's one of the only good, really budget centers in the game. Like, I know we have James Wiseman, I know Dino can play the 5, but for actual pure center, D-Rob is still probably the best choice for under 50,000 MT, and he's still a very good center, being 7'1" with a 7'5" wingspan. Like, if you can't afford a Yao Ming, a Kristaps, a D-Rob, a Kareem, a Taco, your next best option is this Pink Diamond D-Rob, which is crazy to say, but it's actually true, because we don't really have too many good budget centers in the game, which is super annoying, but that's just how it is right now in my team. So I feel like D-Rob is definitely a top 5 card for under 50,000 MT. So these are going to be my 5 guys for that 50,000 MT price range. And then, guys, to hop over to the last, you know, kind of price range, budget range, whatever you do want to call it, is going to be the top 5 cards for under 100,000 MT. So I do say under 100,000 MT, but it's honestly this list, or these top 5, some of these cards will be over 100,000 MT. Like, first guy I want to talk about, Ben Simmons, right? I've seen this card end for like 110,000 MT. So this list is more like, or this, you know, top 5 is more like the top 5 cards for under 125,000 MT, just to include everybody, because it's so hard to get 5 really amazing cards all for like exactly 100,000 MT. So I want to include some cards that are maybe a little bit over that 100,000 MT range. And Ben Simmons is still a very good point guard, being 6'11" with a 7' wingspan. Obviously, with the new out of position drop and all the good point guards that came out yesterday, I don't think Ben Simmons is a top 5 point guard, but I still believe he's really elite at the point guard position. Like, even though he's not a top 5 point guard, he's still one of the better cards in the game. Just because there's so many good point guards in my team right now does not mean he's a bad card if I say he's not a top 5 point guard. But next card I do want to talk about is definitely going to be under that 100,000 MT range. I think he's about 90 to 100,000 MT right now. He might have gone back up in price, not exactly sure, but last time I checked was yesterday on Friday, and he was about 95,000 MT. And he's going to be a really good power forward. He's 6'11" with a 7'3" wingspan, and that is going to be the all-star Nikola Jokic. He's a very good offensive card with a 95 3-pointer, 96 mid-range. He's also super fast for Jokic card, 90 speed, 90 acceleration, and they also gave Jokic a 97 strength, which is crazy for a Jokic card. Jump shot, I think, is really good, and then he's also got very solid sigs as well. So for me, I think Nikola Jokic is one of the better cards for under 100,000 MT. Next card I do want to talk about is also going to be from the Stellar set, and that is going to be the Galaxy Scottie Pippen, who once again, just like Ben Simmons, might be a little bit over that 100,000 MT price range. He might be more like, you know, 110, 125, but he's still such a good shooting guard. He's 6'8" with a 7' wingspan. I'd probably recommend running this card at small forward though, just because of his defense. And nowadays you want to have like your offensive guy at the small, or you want to have your defensive guy at the small forward position. Like, a lot of people are like running Jonathan Isaac, you know, Pippen, LeBron, like these really good, Bill Russell, like these really good defensive small forwards to pair alongside your really good offensive shooting guard and maybe point guard as well. But all around, I think Scottie Pippen, a very good defender, defender and still has one of the better jump shots in the game, at least in the catch and shoot. But another really good card for under 100,000 MT. Like, this card's actually under 100,000, which is crazy because this card just came out yesterday, and the fact that he's under 100,000 MT I think is really good value for, I mean, you can make an argument, a top 3 point guard in the game. There's just so many new good point guards that, do I think Scottie Barnes a top 5 point guard or top 3? I'd say probably number 4 or number 5 in my opinion, but he's still very, very good all around, just a defensive monster, really good at going to the rim. They gave this card some amazing dribble sigs. I just think all around Scottie Barnes is still one of the better value cards in the game for only being 100,000 MT. And then for the last card here for under 100,000, there was a couple different guys to go with. I think, honestly, I'm not sure who to go with. I think you probably want to go Jonathan Isaac, though. I just want to quickly check my ranking because I think you do go Isaac. He's still one of the better small forwards in the game. I like him over Scottie Pippen. I do like him over Scottie Pippen at that small forward position, and he can play power forward as well. So yeah, that's going to be my top 5 cards for 100,000 MT, my top 5 cards for 50,000 MT, and then my top 5 cards for 25,000 MT as well. But hopefully you guys did enjoy. Let me know what you guys think about my rankings, and hopefully you guys did enjoy the video, and it did help you guys out, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.